Hello designers, welcome back if you're already subscribed, and welcome here if you're new. A lot of you talk to me about creating post-production videos. To be honest, I have no idea where to start and what exactly do you need. So in this video, I'll be basically winging it, and hopefully you guys can post questions in the comments below so I know where to start and what exactly do you need in post-production. For now, over here I have a few render outputs of a bathroom I designed. These are the images. Basically, this is the denoiser layer, effects result, environment texture. I always create an extra texture, dirt, glare, light gen, material ID. There we go. So let's get started. Now, basically, what I always do is just I take the effects result image and then put in the material ID, which is my selection layer. I always make sure that it also fits perfectly, and then move it down here. Oops. And then next, well, for now I'll just work with that. I also need the extra texture. I'll add it in. Yep, there we go. Move that above. And multiply, probably, see what's up. And as you can see, when I choose the multiply blending option, the white disappears and I only have the black lines. To make them a little bit softer, I'll just blur them out a little bit with Gaussian blur. There, this is much better. What I love about the extra texture is it gives me more dimension to the image, if you know what I mean. Kind of like a little bit of an ambient occlusion, but not really. And sometimes it gives me like little glitches like this guy over here, which I'm going to fix in a minute. There, if I hide this, the image is a little bit more flat, especially in the corners here. And when I turn it on, it's back on. I don't like what's going on here, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose my eraser tool, give it an opacity of probably like 20%. And rasterize this layer so I can work on it. We need a bigger brush. There we go, and I just dab, 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 dab until the effect is a little bit more subtle. There. Make it a little bit smaller so I can get these areas. And probably over here. Oops, no, I don't need this. Thing is, some of my materials kind of glitched, as you can see here. And I'm going to fix that as we go, because to be honest, I'm not really up for sitting next to a render that goes on for hours again. So I'll try to fix it here in Photoshop. So yeah, I'll select these two layers and then I'm gonna Control J copy them and then merge them. So this is basically the merge of these two. And then I'm gonna hide these two, select them, put them at the bottom of this tag. There we go. Next, this mask here is too light for my taste, so I'm going to select that. Let me rasterize this as well. Using the selection tool, which is the magic wand tool. There we go, it's selected. And then I'm gonna go to the original layer and Control J copy it. And then probably maybe blend it a little bit, maybe overlay. Nope. To be honest, post-production is mostly like this. You just go like, okay, maybe I'll do this, I'll do that. And it's either a nope or a yes. Because there is no certain way for post-production. There isn't a yes or no. There isn't really anything. It really depends on what you want as a designer and what your vision is. For me, I want this moss to be darker so it matches a little bit what's going on here. So there's that. For someone else, they'd be like, no, this moss is perfect. So other people would be like, nope, I need it even darker. So how about we just do this, and I want it to be like really dark. For me, I think about like, yeah, 70 is good. You get what I mean? So this is basically post-production. This is what it's like. And I'll just keep selecting the materials using material selection layer or the material ID. Selecting stuff like that, and maybe I want to like darken this a little bit as well. So I'll just Control J copy it and then multiply, and there you go, it's a little bit darker, but I want it to be like not that dark, maybe something like this. It's not perfect, but it's what I do, to be honest. This is my kind of like personal hack for post-production. I mean, the ceiling as well is a little bit nope for me. Thing is, sometimes when you do this, where material ID comes short is that the material ID of the glass is covering that section of the ceiling. So I have to get creative and kind of like crop out these sections here using the pen tool or the lasso tool, which is basically the polygon lasso tool. And I just keep going. So there isn't really much to post-production when it comes to technique, as you would say, because some people would select things using the lasso tool or the magic wand tool. Other people would prefer the pen tool, and it just keeps going on. Some people believe in filters, others don't. I mean, these rocks are too light, too goddamn light. Sorry about that. So yeah, Control J, copy, and then maybe multiply it a little bit. No, yeah, multiply looks nice. Darken doesn't do much. Multiply, and leaving them as they are is actually really nice. And to get rid of these cracks, all I have to do is just use the stamp tool. Where is it? There we go. The clone stamp tool. And I'll just choose a line. This brush is too big. I'll choose a line like this here, and then I'll start doing this here. Why is it? Oh, okay. What is going on? Oh, it's a multiply layer. Okay, how about we fix it first and then fix the color. So we do this, and then I'll start going here like this and trying to like fix it. Thing with clone stamp tool is that it's not really the most accurate form of fixing things. I mean, I could go for something like this here. And then I'll start like doing this, and there we have it. We kind of fixed the rock. There we go, and then we do another one here, and it goes like this, and yay, we have a fixed rock. We go here, and we'll just do this. Kind of illuminated a little bit of the shadow here, but that's not really a problem since it's a rock, and rocks have very organic shapes, and they're not really uniform. They're not like a marble texture or a wallpaper texture where you have to be very accurate. And yeah, well, this basically concludes the whole narrated part of this video. Because, to be honest, I want to hear your questions. I want you to ask me questions, and I want to be able to answer them. I mean, that's the main purpose of this channel. So, I really hope you watch through the rest of this speed recording and ask questions, because I can't really create a post-production video without having questions to answer. And just keep in mind that it's a pure artistic form. It's or a pure artistic, let's just say, it's subject to each designer's artistic views. Some people like things overly made, some people like to make it very simple, just basically fix a few glitches and slap a filter over it and go like, that's it. So let me know what you want and exactly what you need from me when it comes to post-production, because I have no idea what you want. And I edit each picture independently and differently than the rest, because it just depends on what I see in this image. So I really hope you could just give post-production a try when it comes to, like, don't stick to any rules, just do what you think is right. And if a picture doesn't need much and you just have to, like, slap a filter on it, where's the filter? Yeah, like the Nik Collection here, they have amazing filters, and you can just do whatever you want, because at the end of the day, you are the designer and you are the artist, and it's up to you. And also, don't forget to like this video if you like it, please. Thank you. Now, it's time to start with the speed modeling portion of this video. So, talk to you at the end of it, or maybe talk to you in the next one, I don't know really.